All right. Day 21, January 21st, 2024. Life is a comedy. I sat down, I set up all my lights and my tripod, and I got everything kind of like ready to go, and hit record, did a test thing, looked at it, looked good, hit record a second time, did the whole thing through, probably talked for 7 or 8 minutes. And I'm like, okay, that was kind of a so-so take, whatever. And so I put all the shit away, sat down at my desk to upload it, and I had recorded a time lapse of me talking, which of course did not record audio. It was blurry. And I just think it's so funny, the irony of it all. Because in that last video, I was talking a lot about grief and about just a bunch of other stuff. And one of the things I was talking about was habit being homework. Sometimes habit, like if you're doing something consistently over and over, there's a point where it kind of stops being like super fun and you just are now like putting in work. And like today, this feels like work. And it was a day I didn't, again, want to set it up and do it, but building the muscle of habit, even though I don't want to, is important. And I just think it's funny. I recorded everything, put everything away, sat down to upload it, and like totally messed it up. But sometimes I think that those are like divine accidents where, I don't know, I don't feel like I said anything questionable, but you kind of think back to what you said and you're like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't supposed to upload that video. Maybe that was like, I guess to astrologists, the universe protecting me from saying something ridiculous. To me, I would maybe just call it divine intervention. So here I am now recording it again. But for my own sake, I'm going to keep this one shorter. Tough day. Pretty tough day. A lot of up and down. Just grief, sadness, a lot of crying. Not really sure how to process grief because I've never done it. So that feels like it's all new. None of this feels like something I'm good at. But I went on a good run today. That was good. Ran a 10K. I feel calm. Other than that, just kind of a so-so day. But grateful to be alive. Grateful for my dog Jet. I miss Layla tremendously. And yeah. One thing I said in my other video is that, grief and sadness and tragedy are so personal to us, and it's easy to sort of only think about ourselves when we're going through it. For me, these videos, as I've said 100 times, they're for no one else but me. So when I go back, or when I, in the year into the future, and I look back at these videos, I will see kind of where I was in time and what I was thinking through, and how I was processing things and things that happened that were notable. So it's really like, I'm okay with it feeling a little bit inward, but it can feel a bit narcissistic because it's all about me. Like I'm just sitting here talking about me. But the interesting thing about tragedy, I think when it's sort of sat in and you are willing to just sit with it and figure out what you're feeling, and let the sadness be the sadness, and let the loss be the loss, and let the grief or the anger be the grief or the anger. I think if we're doing it the right way, I hope that I am, then it will naturally lead us to looking toward a direction other than ourselves, looking outward at the world and saying, oh my gosh, like, I know how I feel. And now my empathy is increasing as a result of my own tragedy, and I'm seeing the world around me with kind of a new lens. It's so easy when tragedy is not upon you to think about the rest of the world, say outside of the United States or even outside of your apartment, as like not your problem. And there's so much going on in the world right now that if we're not, like, we're really not human if we're not being empathetic and looking at the world around us and seeing just how tragic and how sad things are, and figuring out and looking inward at like, what can I do in my day-to-day life that just prompts more empathy toward others, and more gratitude for the life that we have, and more generosity toward people who don't have the same things, or the same luxuries, or the same way of thinking even. So yeah, I don't know, just a lot of thought that happens as a result of this. Like, I'm grateful for it. Grief is hard, and it feels silly to just be sad over a dog, but like, it was my dog, and it's my tragedy. It's my sadness, and so I'm doing my best to just really sit with it, but I really also want to like be much more aware of what is happening around me and outside of my little space and outside of my own little brain, and extend myself outward to others. So that's it for today. I'm freaking pooped. Here tomorrow, day 22.